Aloha, great beings. Welcome to my very first presentation. Turn all emotions into power. My name is DJ Kiko, that's DJ Quico. The reason why I'm doing this presentation, Turn All Emotions into Power, is because I've noticed that many wonderful personal development programs and spiritual leaders sort of gloss over this part of personal development and manifestation. They tell you to think positive, they tell you to feel good, and they tell you to have gratitude. Yet what they don't explain is what to do in the moment when you feel these so-called negative emotions, and how to raise your frequency to be in your correct heart set and mindset. I wanted to focus in on this technique because it's a master key for manifestation of your goals and simply to feel better. You can turn all your emotions into power. You can turn all emotions, every single kind of feeling. It's your actual power, whether it's happiness, sadness, excitement, fear, jealousy, even hate. You can turn all emotions into power. So let's begin. We're starting with the basis of this technique. Then we'll break down a step-by-step process for turning all emotions into power. I also have to share with you how I use this almost secret technique to manifest my greatest achievements. This is a process that I practiced, utilized, and attained profound results from. These are my accomplishments from turning my emotions into power. First and foremost, I have a lovely relationship with my daughter. This is the ultimate success. I have a great relationship with my daughter. Had I not known how to execute this, I'm not sure if I'd be as far along with daughter. I'm so thankful to have been taught this technique because I've manifested many beautiful moments to bond with my daughter. My second great accomplishment from this technique is my career, sharing dance, joy, and love through music. I'm a DJ. I make a wonderful living through DJing for nightlife and DJing for private parties. DJing is my living. It's the main thing I do. I truly savor filling the dance floor. I'm working in my passion. I do what I love because I learned and applied this technique to turn all my emotions into power. The third greatest accomplishment from using this strategy is my fruitful and fulfilling relationship with Creator. Through my spiritual practice, I've become an adept initiate of the Yoruban system of development. This intricate system is called Ifa. You may not know what Ifa or Yoruban spirituality is. It originates in Africa and traveled to the Americas during the slave trade. Please look it up and learn more about it. This is an animistic practice and requires proof of learning and application to advance through the levels of the system. I learned how to turn all my emotions into power to become an adept initiate of the Yoruban culture. First, let's go to the central concept of how you'll turn all emotions into power. And the first concept is that all emotions are valid. I know you might have heard this before, but whether you're happy or sad, all emotions are valid. All emotions are important and useful. It's unfortunate, yet part of our reality, that certain groups that hold lots of currency, that hold large amounts of currency, they've categorized and condemned certain feelings. These feelings that they've condemned are, for example, sadness, anger, depression, jealousy, frustration, even fear. These groups have programmed us to feel like if we're sad, we're defeated. A lot of people think that if they're angered or frustrated, that that's bad or negative. They might even think that because they feel anger, that they're a bad person, or maybe they failed in that moment. We are changing this imposed program right now as you listen to this recording of my voice. All these sentiments are truly wonderful emotions. These are beautiful emotions. All feelings are beautiful. All emotions are valid. All emotions are power. Every single one. If you're sad, that's powerful. This process turns sadness into power while helping you manifest your goals, bringing your goals closer to you. With the law of attraction, we know that what you put energy into, you attract. Like I did with my daughter, like I did with my DJ career and spirituality. All emotions are valid and help manifestation power. Sadness is power. Anger holds beauty. Depression is beauty. Jealousy, frustration. These are all wonderful. Now you'll find out why. Why are they beautiful emotions? Well, they mean that you care. They mean that you love. They mean that you care and that you love. You're a caring and loving person when you feel these emotions. Whenever you're feeling sadness, fear, or strong emotions. So I'm going to now refer to these emotions as strong emotions. From this moment onward, we all transmutate these feelings into strength. Sadness, anger, frustration, depression now become your strength. These are the strong emotions. Therefore, all these strong emotions mean you care, you love, you feel these because you're so loving and concerned and caring. So that's the central concept of turning all your emotions into power. From this moment moving forward, the strong emotions, sadness, anger, fear, frustrations, and even jealousy are love. They are part of our human experience, and we need to honor them. So now that we have the central concept, now we can move into this technique. The first step is to accept in the moment and understand that you're feeling a strong emotion. Oh, I'm angry. What that person said made me feel sad. Oh, when I expressed my needs, that person dismissed me. Now I'm disappointed. Wow, I'm angry. I understand I'm angry. I'm feeling a strong emotion. The second step is to analyze and unpack that. Why am I angered? All right, now let's do a side note here. Just because you're feeling a strong emotion doesn't mean you're in the right. Sometimes I may say something to help somebody, for example. I may suggest, if you do this move differently, it may feel better. They may feel offended that I corrected them, and I may have to apologize to them. That could make me feel bad, because I now have to apologize for not presenting the information in a caring and loving enough manner. So just because you're feeling a strong emotion doesn't mean you're in the right. Moving on. So we need to comprehend what happened. Why am I feeling this emotion? How was I triggered? What input to myself was open? What input to myself was open? Where I was triggered? I'll give some examples of application in just a moment. Okay, now we're moving on to step 3. This is moving into the advanced teaching. They require mastery of this at the highest levels of wisdom. I spent years learning and applying this technique through mentorship and study. Now we're about to integrate the actual gold or highly advanced part of the process. So step 1 is understand and accept you're feeling a strong emotion, which is deeply beautiful. It's because you care and you love. Step 2 is, why am I feeling this? What triggered me? The third step is identify what you want. Go right back to what you desire. That thing you desire, your goal, was blocked or challenged. That's what caused the strong emotion. That's why it's so beautiful that you're feeling these emotions. You care a lot about your goals. You care a lot about the things you desire. So identify what you want. Figure out what was compromised. Something I wanted or some expectation wasn't fulfilled. What was it? Identify it. Identify what you want. Now we're moving into the final step of turning all your emotions into power, the most advanced lesson. Now we're at the most valuable step of the way you turn all your emotions into power. Step 4, this is the great manifestation power. Take all that emotion, all that strength that you're feeling, I'm so angry, then exclaim out loud or mentally exactly what you desire. Don't mention anything that you don't want, and don't use this technique to try to influence or change the behavior of others, but exclaim out loud or mentally exactly what you desire. I want this with all the energy of the strong emotions. I want this thing. Try to make statements of I am or I manifest, because that's a little bit stronger than I want or I desire. However, the law of attraction states that whatever you put energy on, you attract. So now you're using the law of attraction in this moment of this great power and this great strength that you have. So let's review the entire technique of how to turn all your emotions into power. Then we'll illustrate this in some examples. Step 1, understand and accept you're feeling these strong emotions. Step 2, why am I feeling this? How was I triggered? Step 3, identify what you want. Identify what you feel that was blocked, challenged, or compromised. Identify that goal or item that you want because you care about your goals. Something you love felt compromised. Return back to that goal, identifying it, and then step forward, the goal, the manifestation power. Take all that strong emotion and exclaim out loud or mentally exactly what you want in the positive, exactly what you desire. So try to use the I am statements, the I am worthy of statements, the I manifest type of statements. Now let's move on to some examples and applications so you can see this illustrated. The first example is very special because it's super personal and I'm required to feel vulnerable. I get to share with you my greatest success, which is my great relationship with my daughter. I adore her, she adores me, and we have a wonderful time together. But guess what? I got that baby mama drama. I have a baby mama that constantly obstructs visitation. She just doesn't comply with visitation. She comes up with crazy excuses. I don't know why, and now I don't care why anymore. Now you're really going to see how I've used this technique to always manifest beautiful moments with my daughter, always manifest visitation, despite this person that stands in the way unjustly. So when I've legally requested visitation, then I receive the email where she's denying my request for visitation due to some excuse or however she tries to stand in the way. I feel very strong emotions. I feel so angered. But I also feel sadness because I don't know when I'll see my daughter again. All the while, my daughter is asking me to visit. It hurts. Imagine that. Imagine how it feels that you don't know when is the next time you'll see your child, you'll be with your child when someone is unjustly standing in the way. So I want you to see that I'm using this technique frequently and how I apply it. What I do when I receive that communication that is denying me my time with my daughter, blocking my communication with daughter that I fully deserve, I say this to myself. It is right and good for me to speak with my daughter daily. It is right and good for my daughter and myself to spend lots of beautiful moments together. Daughter and I communicate lovingly and respectfully. It is right and good for me to care for and communicate with my daughter daily. Right here you can see illustrated how I use this technique to turn my emotions into my power with my own personal example. And I do always manifest visitation with my daughter. Another general example I really wanted to touch on is something that does concern me since I witness the negative effects on people around me, and it can affect me from time to time. This example is the news. With the news, you're exposing yourself to a false perspective. The news is curated chaos. They purposely pick out stories that induce fear. So even if you like watching the news, I want you to be really careful with this programming. There are studies that prove that the news disturbs your peace, causing prolonged mood disturbance. When we watch, we see war, we see violence and crime. We may even conclude that the entire world is at war. We know that that's not mathematically possible and it's not true. We may begin even to think that folks are inherently violent. So you'll watch and most likely feel these so-called negative or strong emotions. So nowadays, I guard my inputs. I curate the media I consume. However, I might see the news playing in a restaurant in passing, and it could trigger me. I may feel frightened and concerned for the state of human society. At that moment, I return back to the technique and I say this. I instantly apply the technique now. I see beauty in the world. I witness the peace and the love of humanity on a daily basis. I really do. I see people being kind to each other on a daily basis. I know that humans desire peace. I know that we are coherent families on planet Earth. We are quickly accepting that all of humanity is worthy of loving and caring societal systems. Okay, I really wanted to touch on that topic because I feel that people choosing to watch the news become disheartened about the human family. It can bring them down. Yet, it's a false narrative to purposely put you in fear. It's made to make you feel that way. So maybe you can curate the media you consume. If you have questions about that, please put it in the comments. You're already here listening to something positive and uplifting, so you're on the right track. But if you need help finding good, positive media, just put it in the comments and I'll help you out with that. So guard your inputs and use this technique if you're triggered by the news. My world perspective is of health, love, and peace because I'm constantly learning about more and more healers, ancient cultures, exercise, meditation, and so forth. All right. I also wanted to show this next example because it includes the behavior of others directly affecting you. How do you turn all your emotions into power when dealing with the mean boss? So there is a way to use this technique when you have someone in your life that is coarse, rude, disrespectful, even unappreciative, and they're close to you. You want to be efficient at work. You complete all your tasks, yet the boss can still correct you very rudely, for example. First off, I want you to know that their behavior is their doing. When the boss actually triggers you, you have to go back to the steps. Therefore, the boss upset me again with their rudeness. The boss was downright mean to me. I feel demeaned and disrespected. I feel like I've been taken advantage of. That was step 1. Step 2, why am I feeling these strong emotions? I am feeling this way because my boss is mean. And step 3, I want to perform very well for my company. I always want to do better for my company. And step 4, so now you apply the gold and activate your emotional power. And this is how you do it when it comes to the behavior of others close to you. That's why this example is so important. I would say this in the moment. I deserve a peaceful and progressive work environment. I am worthy of a fulfilling workplace. I am manifesting respect in my workplace. So now that I've covered how to turn all emotions into power, I also want to briefly touch on something that I've experienced personally. I'm being very vulnerable here and very honest, and lots of people are experiencing this. So this is how you apply this technique or process to the issue of invasive thoughts. Invasive thoughts are when you witness a thought or a feeling that you feel is ugly, disrespectful, maybe even violent, and it brings you down or makes you feel guilty or maybe even shameful. Maybe you may even regret this. Foremost, you must know that you are not your thoughts. You are actually the leader of your thoughts, the director of your feelings. I'm going to say that again. I want you to understand that you are not your thoughts. You are the director of your thoughts, the director of your feelings. I don't know exactly where these energies come from, per se, but there are negative waves, negative frequencies that kind of float around. So again, you are the leader of your thoughts. When these invasive thoughts enter your mind, when they enter your mind space, when they enter your heart space, please use the technique. I would say, I am constantly purifying my thoughts and feelings. I lead my thoughts and I lead my feelings. I truly love all. I am here to love all. My purpose in life is to inspire and achieve peace in all situations. I strive to bring peace to all situations. So I really wanted to touch on that one because I feel like people may have a negative thought almost randomly, and now they have a way to deal with it progressively so they can pick their day up and reconnect with their true intentions of love and care. And finally, what results could you expect from practicing the emotional power technique? It takes strength and determination to apply the turn all your emotions into power technique. It takes strength and determination. Okay, you have to go back to the technique. It will take practice to do this because sometimes you will want to feel like woe is me. You may want to wallow in this and feel defeated. But if you have this now in your mind, you have a tool to use. So apply this tool every time you feel these strong emotions and turn all your emotions into power. So the results you'll get is that you'll actually begin to feel better. So when I'm challenged and when I'm getting that email that I'm not going to receive visitation, that she's again standing in the way, I say to myself, manifestation. manifestation. I am manifesting beautiful moments with my daughter. I am manifesting beautiful moments with my daughter. And somehow, some way, things begin to open up. Okay, but it does take practice. It does take dedication. So you will begin to feel better in the moment. You're going to actually up your emotional frequency. Okay, and the other thing that will happen, which is the most amazing thing, is that you'll bring your goals closer to you. You're actually bringing your goals closer to you. Because if you stay in those negative emotions and you start to think negatively and doubt yourself, you're actually pushing your goals away, and you're pushing that thing that you desire, that thing that was compromised that means so much to you because you're a caring and loving person and you care about your goals and you care about manifesting your best life. You're actually pushing that away if you stay in those negative emotions. But if you use this tool according to the law of attraction, which is a law of the universe, you're actually putting energy into that thing you want. You're using that strong emotion for strength and power to turn all your emotions into power and to attract your goals closer to you, and it brings them to you even quicker. So those are the results that you should expect, okay, when you're practicing this, when you're actually applying the technique, okay? This turns strong emotions and challenges into opportunities of beautiful growth. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you. Try it. In conclusion, may you always know and utilize the power of your strong emotions to achieve health and peace and love eternal for the good of the collective. It is so. Thank you. From DJ Kiko.